Okay, check it out. You're looking at a 1943 Fairchild PT-23 Cornell. You know, it was built and flown in World War II, and now it is restored. And here's the fun part. You can fly in this plane. Joining us more to tell us a little bit about this is Chuck Hurley with the Jayhawk wing. Chuck, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Glad you're here. Now, I could actually fly in that thing.
That's right. We offer rides in this airplane for the general public so they can experience an open cockpit flight.
I bet that's a little bit different than the flights we're used to, right?
Well, yeah, it's a lot more free than most people. You know, it's definitely not confining because you're out there in the wind.
Seeing
just
everything.
Like a motorcycle.
I can imagine, man. 3 times, at least 3 or 10 times a motorcycle, I can imagine. Tell us a little bit about what the Commemorative Air Force is and the Jayhawk wing specifically.
The Commemorative Air Force is a museum. It was started by several Texans in the late 50s, and they were World War II pilots and other people that worked in World War II. And they started because they noticed that all the airplanes were being destroyed, turned into scrap. So they wanted to save the airplanes, and they started out with the goal of saving at least one of every type of airplane for the United States and any of the Allies or even the Germans or Japanese that they could get a hold of.
And we're looking at some of that video now of the different vintage aircraft, and like there's a Flying Tiger right there. So I got to imagine it's an experience to be back in one of these, you know, that haven't flown in decades.
Well, that's right, and most of these airplanes have been flying for years and years because the Commemorative Air Force went out and bought these airplanes back in the 50s and 60s, and they've tried to restore them. This particular airplane you're looking at was restored by our local Jayhawk wing.
Okay.
And it was started off as a bunch of scrap wood and rusted metal, and we turned it back into a flying airplane that you see today.
Now, if I want to fly this thing, how do I do that? Just contact you guys?
Just contact us, and we offer rides. We've got several pilots that'll fly you in the airplane, so you can just give us a call or come out to Westport Airport where we are right now in our hangar.
Right here, not too far from Cessna. And you guys do a lot of air shows as well.
Right. The primary purpose of the Commemorative Air Force, we're a museum. We're a different museum because we have airplanes, but we take the airplanes to the people rather than have the people come to some musty old building and see them. You know, I fly this airplane and the Cessna Bobcat that you'll see. I also fly a B-17 bomber around the United States in the summertime for the Commemorative Air Force. That's my vacation. So that's why I spend a couple of weeks or more every year visiting cities throughout the United States.
That's got to be fascinating.
And we are trying to educate children.
And we're going to talk more about that in the next segment.
Right.
So hold on there, Chuck. And